Not sure what that is you're eating, maybe pizza or bread, but I'm sure it tastes pretty sweet.
It's hold on, Bob. It's pizza from Goodfellas. It's really good.
Okay, well, good. I bet it tastes even better when you win.
I mean, the guys were hoping for Ruth Chris, but we got to settle for this pizza.
Your reaction to getting Arkansas to Sweet 16 for the first time in 25 years?
Words can't describe it, man. I don't know, myself, the staff, I mean, we're so excited. It's hard to make the tournament. It's hard to win a game. It's hard to win 2 games. You know, we're going to enjoy it tonight and then get right back at it, you know, tomorrow morning. I'll probably get back at it tonight. I'll leave everybody else alone. But as soon as this game finishes, I'll start, you know, getting on to either Florida or Oral Roberts. And what a great game, though. It had to be a great game to watch. It was a great game to participate in. You know, who would have thought we'd start 3 freshmen, you know, in a game that you win and put you in the Sweet 16 and just we got great chemistry. I mean, that's why we're winning. We have great players and we have great chemistry and good guys.
And you guys had a lot of good stops all night because you held them to 36. But could you describe that last stop Justin had on Edwards? And then I'll turn it back to Mike. And if you can come back around if time allows, great. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it on tape, but we, you know, our big thing was we did not want to give up a 3 under any circumstances. I was able to kind of get the guys over, you know, between the foul shots. And we just wanted them to shoot over an extended hand, try to keep the ball in front of us. And again, run them off the 3-point line. I didn't want to, you know, I felt like we could go toe to toe in overtime, but did not want a last second 3 to, you know, to finish us off. So, look, that team's tough. They're hard-nosed. Every game in this tournament, you turn on the TV, it's a grind, but we were tough tonight, man. 28 points in the paint. Jalen Williams leads the game in rebounding with 10. He leads both teams in rebounding. Jalen has 4 assists. You know, this team that turns people over. We only had 9 turnovers, and I think 3 of them were not live ball turnovers, which we call catastrophic turnovers. They were charges or moving screens. So in reality, only 3 turnovers. Just a great win for our program.
Bryant Bennett. Brian, you're muted. Brian, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. Congrats, Muss. You know, what you talked about, a great win for the program. Everybody's talked about the 25 years, but, you know, it seemed like a release for you jumping on the scores table and everything. What do you think it means for everybody involved with the program, the fan base, to finally kind of break this streak?
Yeah, I mean, my streak's 2 years, but I mean, look, it's a historic program with incredible fans. I mean, you know, getting this far is just, I mean, I can't describe it. I just feel, you know, as a coach, personally, I feel so fortunate to coach student athletes like this. Our chemistry is so good. They genuinely love each other. They love playing with each other. Obviously, Brian, we have a lot of players from the state, so I think it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to their parents and to their, you know, friends that live in the state. Arkansas is a proud state. Proud, you know, there's a lot of schools that, you know, are one sport schools, and you know, at Arkansas, we, you know, it's all our sports. I mean, baseball, you know, throughout the state, everybody loves it. Football, women's basketball, men's basketball. It's I've never been in a place where, you know, all the sports, you know, the whole state loves all the teams. But this is really special. Obviously, you know, we know it's been, you know, 20 whatever years. I just hope our students are having fun back in Fayetteville on campus tonight.
In fact, have a quick follow-up. Just can you talk about the defense you guys played on McClung, particularly Devontae a lot? He didn't even get a touch in the last minute.
Yeah, I mean, our whole thing was just we did a bad job putting him on the foul line 7 times, but, we different guys at him, and it was just to try to make things as difficult for him as possible, not give him any clean looks. He scored 9 points and only had 5 shot attempts. I mean, he's a high volume field goal attempt player. And we did a great job of limiting his looks and kind of swarming. We kind of soft trapped him with Jalen Williams at times where Jalen didn't really go towards McClung. He just kind of walled him up. And so we called that a soft trap. I thought that was really, really effective for McClung to kind of see 2 bodies instead of just 1.
Thanks and congrats.
Thanks, Brian.
John Tidal, please.
Hey, Coach, looking ahead, you're in kind of a unique situation where you've beaten each of the 2 teams you could face in the Sweet 16. In December, you held the nation's leading scorer, Max Abmas, to 11 points. In February, you had a win over Florida, who was playing without Keontae Johnson, who had a double-double against you last year. My question, how were you able to hold Abmas to 11 points? And how impressed are you that Florida's made it so far despite not having Keontae?
Yeah, I mean, Keontae's one of the, not only did I get to see him last year, but played against him at Nevada. My last game that I coached for Nevada was against Florida in the NCAA tournament. He's an incredible player. Coach White's done a great job with his team, overcoming, losing arguably one of the best players in the league. For the season. He just does it. Mike White does a great job with his team. And I think it's the same thing with Oral Roberts. They're really well coached. They have 2-star players. I'm not really, it doesn't really affect anything that we beat those teams. That goes out the window in an NCAA tournament, Sweet 16. Look, we celebrated. I want these guys, I want the staff to understand this is going to be a special moment in all of our lives, but we have to put all that behind us starting tomorrow morning when we regroup and meet. We're not done. We don't want to go home. We want to, I said it a few days ago, we want one more. That's our theme. We want one more day together. We want one more game together. And then after that, we want another day together. Because I told the team, I said, hey, here's the deal, guys. If we don't win tonight, we're basically going to be home for dinner tonight in Fayetteville. And I just said, hey, this is just the truth. Like, if you want to eat dinner at home, don't win tonight. If you want to survive and stay in this bubble, then, because I don't know if they really totally understand that, hey, there's a plane waiting for you if you lose. And we talked about some of the teams that have already lost and the emotion that those players showed after a loss. Because all this stuff's going. And then all of a sudden, bam, you're done. And you're on a plane, you're back in your apartment or your house or whatever. And you're like, how did this happen? And so I just thought for 40 minutes tonight, man, I don't know if I've ever, sure there was runs in the game. I just don't know if I've seen a team play with such great toughness as we had tonight.
Nate Allen.
Just kind of went into the decision to go with Jalen because he'd missed a lot of time with COVID and you just played him a little bit against Colgate.
Matchups, Nate. I spent a lot of time. I knew, again, because I always confide with my son. And I told my wife yesterday when I made the decision, I said, hey, we're going to get second guessed if we don't win this game, because he really hasn't started all year, and he missed a lot of time. But I said, I think this is the best decision for us. And I can't let anything else influence a decision that we make other than how do we win this game tonight. And I thought that was the best thing for us. I thought that was, And so really what happened was we went to practice yesterday and I said, first group up. And as they started to walk out there, I said, Jalen, you're stepping in at center for this game. I told the staff even before the game, I probably should have had a meeting with a couple guys and even alerted Jalen, but I didn't. But I think it was the right decision for us from a rebounding standpoint against, Texas Tech.
Thank you.
Jason Carroll.
I got two, Coach. The first one, all the late games that you've been in, how much do you think that played in you guys being able to make plays down the stretch? And then part two of that, what was it like to see your family for the first time in person and be able to call the Hogs and celebrate with them, even from a distance? What was that like?
Oh man, Jason, it's, my son goes to school in San Diego. I don't hardly ever get to see him. To know that he's in Indianapolis and I can't give him a hug. It's kind of weird. Like I'm as human beings, like you want to hold your wife's hands, you want to hug her. Same thing with your daughter. It's weird. It's like there's this thing going on and she's 2 feet away from me by our bus or 5 feet or whatever. We're supposed to be 8 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet. I don't know what it was, but, and you can't reach out and hug somebody that's your wife or daughter or son to celebrate with you. But we're doing the best we can under these circumstances. And, to have family here is awesome, and they'll all go back home and then they'll be back, for our next game, which will be great. And I kind of couldn't hear the first question, Jason.
Just all the stuff you've been through late in games, needing to pull out different ways and trying to win different ways late. How much did that play in, do you think, with you being able to make plays down the stretch and get the stops you needed?
Yeah, I'm surprised we could do that. I was alerted before the game about somebody on CBS who said something about the coaching matchup. So I was a little shocked that we could actually win a close game based on his comments. Whoever that guy is, I've never heard of him in my entire life. So his credibility is absolutely zero. But anyway, I think coaching in a lot of games, I hope that experience helps. The NBA game, Jason, when you get to coach 82 games, there's a lot of close games instead of a college season of 30. I didn't panic. I don't think the staff panicked. Certainly the players. One of the timeouts, actually two of them, the guys were smiling. I've never experienced that, except an NBA game where, Bill was literally smiling and so was Jalen Tate, and I know the game could have gone either way at the end, but we had great confidence and we withstood some runs and we had some runs of our own.
Jordan Black.
Hey, Coach. Congrats.
Jordan, is it true? Did Oral Roberts win?
Yes. I'm watching it right now. 81-78.
All right. Thank you for being the breaker of the news.
I can't claim that because they're all talking about it in the chat. Hey, after the game when you were being interviewed
I'm not on the chat. You broke it to me.
Okay. I'll take it. After the game, in your post interview, Dana Jacobson said she got a text from Nolan Richardson and he said super win and you should be named super coach. Curious what your relationship with him has been like through all of this, what y'all have talked about, and just maybe how special it is to you to be the first one to get to this point since he did it.
Coach Richardson is a coaching legend. He's somebody that I've looked up to for many, many years, way before, before coming to Arkansas as a coach. His style of play was unique. And the hardest thing as a coach is always to, have a style and an identity. And Coach Richardson's teams always had an identity with the way they played so hard defensively. And, you know, I know he's complimented our ball club this year on several occasions, which means a lot. But he's been great. You know, I mean, I came into, you know, this Razorback family, and it was important to be accepted by somebody like Coach Richardson. And he's done a great job of communicating with me, and you know, it means a lot to me and our entire staff, the complimentary things that he has said.
Hutch.
Yeah, Eric, having played Oral Roberts earlier in the season, they gave you a good game. Do you think that kind of gets your team's attention, maybe more than, you know, a typical, you know, 15 seed?
Oh man, I mean, if you're playing in a Sweet 16 game, you better have, you know, you better be ready to play. I mean, I shouldn't have to grab their attention, and, you know, putting that score up from halftime of that Oral Roberts game shouldn't have to grab their attention. I mean, they better be, you know, we better be ready to play. They're a better team than when they played us, and we're a better team than when we played them.
Scotty.
Hey, Coach, your front court with Justin and Jalen Williams was pretty good again tonight. What did you see from those guys, you know, when they share the floor, and then, you know, their thoughts on their connection? I think Jalen hit Justin for 3 buckets.
Just the backdoor cutting was awesome. You know, the overplaying, we did a great job against the overplay. You know, again, the assist, you know, that Jalen had tonight, he led us in assists. Pretty special to lead in assists and also to lead in rebounding. You know, and he was 1 assist away from leading the entire game at either team. So he had a huge impact as a ball mover for us tonight. You know, again, for a freshman to be able to do that and you know, basically earn his first start was really impressive.
I think before last week, Justin had never scored 20 plus in back-to-back games. He's done it 3 times in a row now. I guess just the level of play that you've gotten from him lately.
They're just incredible. I mean, he's, you know, 9 of 11 from the field, and you know, just, I mean, he's been so great. He's focused. He's, you know, he's such a great team leader for us, and just that, you know, like our whole team tonight, again, not turning the ball over. I mean, JD gave us a spark in the first half when we needed it, but Justin just, I mean, the consistency has been unbelievable. I thought his defense, you know, Shannon's a really good player. I thought he made Shannon really, really work for shots, even though number one, you know, had 20 points. You know, he had to use a lot of shot attempts to get there in 16 attempts. So his defense, his rebound, his cutting, all that is really important.
Ty.
Yeah, Much, you referenced, I know you said his name, the guy's name's Todd Furman. When someone comes at directly from you, either college or national media, do you take that personally? Do you keep receipts, or you just kind of block that out?
I brought it up right away, right, Ty? Yeah, I take it personal. I mean, who is this guy? He's never called a timeout. He doesn't know. I mean, who is the guy? I don't know who he is. Yeah, I took it personal. My son brought it to me, you know, when we were eating, you know, whenever the thing went out, I knew right away. So yeah, I take it personal when somebody says something like that.
Trey Biddy.
I'm good, Coach, but congratulations. The other guy did say it was a great coaching matchup, by the way, on the CBS video, but I thought it was weird too. Congrats, Coach.
Thanks, Trey.
Troy, final question, please.
Yeah, Coach, all over Twitter, you just see so much support coming from, you know, former Arkansas players and former Arkansas players that you coach. I mean, what's it like to really kind of bring Arkansas fans together after this past year where it was just a real rough year for everybody?
Well, Troy, I mean, I think, you know, this isn't you know, this isn't just a tonight thing. I mean, this is going to really help us next year. I mean, I think we'll have sold out buildings for a lot of games next year. I really do. but I think anytime that we can, you know, get an entire state excited and former players and you know, alumni and boosters and the student body. I mean, just, you know, one of the guys on the golf team sent me like 12 texts. I have over 400 text messages. By the time you know, this is most tech, you know, and a lot of them from former players that Corey Beck gave my phone number to. Corey, please stop giving out my phone number. But I mean, it's really, really cool, you know, to hear from so many different people. And you know, I'm sure that, you know, tonight at, you know, game time that almost the entire state was watching. And that's a really, really special feeling, and one that, you know, our team doesn't take lightly.